Microsoft just announced the Surface Studio yesterday and it's breathtaking. Hello and welcome guys, this is Wanda from Symplereviews and this is the Microsoft Surface Studio. After the success of the Surface series, which were basically tablets or laptops, Microsoft takes a leap into desktops with the Surface Studio, and man, this is one good looking PC. When you say PC, you get the picture of this huge metal case, which is a CPU, and a monitor, a thick monitor, a keyboard, mouse, and cables everywhere, coming out of everywhere. Cables coming out of the CPU, coming out of the monitor, keyboard, everywhere. And on the other hand, there is the Surface Studio. It's like a complete revamp to the term PC. This is the Surface Studio. Just look at it. That's it. That's the entire PC. Within the forged aluminium enclosure, the monitor is the world's thinnest LCD monitor ever built. It's only 12mm thick, which is like half an inch. The display measures 28 inches across and it's fully touchscreen. Let's just talk about the monitor for a while. So the display has an output of 13.5 million pixels. So the resolution of the display is more than a 4K TV. And I'm not done. Here's the cool part. You can actually orient the display up to a 20-degree angle, which makes it very convenient for drawing and design work. You can quite comfortably lean on the display and work, and your arms won't affect the display due to palm rejection technology. There are many hardware variants, so I'm not going to get very technical and talk about all of the different hardware variations. So I'll just leave the specs on the screen as we go along. But I must say that the processor, the memory, the RAM, the graphic card, the speakers, everything is packed into one tiny little box which acts as a CPU. And this has only one cable coming out of the back, which is for power. The Surface Studio supports the Surface Pen, which is not something new, which we have seen it before, and also the new Surface Dial, among other peripherals. So the Surface Dial is a new piece of hardware designed and developed by Microsoft, and it works very well with the Surface Pen. And the Surface Dial, the best part about the Surface Dial is that it can be used both on and off screen. You can place it on your desk and scroll through documents, images by simply turning your hand over the scroll wheel. Like I mentioned earlier, you can use the Surface Dial on the screen as well. You need to just place the dial on the screen and start using it. On the screen, you can use the dial to trigger menus and other features like zooming in, adjusting the screen brightness. You get a color slider, to name a few. Other hardware in the Surface Studio includes 4 USB 3.0 ports, a 3.5mm headphone jack, a SD slot, an Ethernet port, and a mini display port. It does not support Thunderbolt. Needless to say, it supports Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The Surface Studio also has a 5-megapixel camera, and it also has a linear mic array which picks up the user's voice from across the room. So that is great for Cortana. The Surface Pro was certainly impressive. It's a direct competition to the iMac. Though the design does seem to be inspired by the iMac, it looks cooler. The display is more superior. Unlike the iMac, there's a little tiny box which acts as the CPU, but the whole thing is integrated into one whole thing because with the two chrome handles which is joining both the monitor and the CPU. I think the best part is that we can actually adjust it to our liking, to the angle which we like, so I can just use it standing up, sitting down. So I think it's very easy to use that way. The Surface Studio was designed for professionals like designers, photographers, videographers, etc. Even if you don't come under any of these categories, it will still be a good buy in terms of hardware, and it looks amazing. But you do have to shell out a lot of money. Pre-orders have opened and the prices start at $3,000. Final thoughts: I was truly impressed by the Surface Studio. I would definitely consider buying it. The concept of the Surface Studio is to make your desktop into a studio, and I do believe it does that. Needless to say, the Surface Studio is nothing short of a masterpiece. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think about the Surface Studio. You can tweet me at Symplereviews if you have any questions, and also subscribe to Symplereviews to get instant access to my latest videos. And I will see you guys next time.